Hi there, my name is Morgan Betterly, and this is my family culture presentation for interpersonal communication. So I'm gonna get started. All right. So I started off with a picture of my family. That's me on the left, my sister in the middle, and my mom on the right. This is actually at my sister's first ever MMA fight a few weeks ago, which is super cool. So getting right to it, the defined roles in my family, I would definitely consider myself the peacemaker. I don't like conflict, and I always want to sort out any issues. So whenever there's a family argument, a one-on-one argument, I always want to get down to it, figure out the problem, and stop it. That way everything can go smoothly. My mom's become the leader of our family, especially once her and my dad got divorced. She works to provide for me and my sister and make sure that I'm on the right track. My sister actually is moved out, but she still helps her in terms of making sure she's still on the right track. And then moving on to my sister, I would definitely consider her the caretaker because during some rough times throughout my parents' divorce, she always made sure to care for me before herself. So making sure that I was always taken care of before she even considered worrying about herself. So how do we embrace these roles? My mom is definitely the leader because she works to support the family. She ensures we're behaving correctly and tells us the truth even when we might not want to hear it. It's super important when being the leader of a family. My sister, she always makes sure everyone's put before herself. She takes time to make sure everyone is doing well, and she goes out of her way to make people happy, which I think is super important. And again, this is a trait my sister, I think, has always carried throughout her life. And then myself, the peacemaker, I'm always the first to apologize in an argument, even if it's not my fault sometimes, which isn't the best habit. I want to make sure that there is no tension. And I am a people pleaser. You know, with me I work retail, I work with all women, so there can definitely be drama and arguments, and I'm the same way at home. I want to make sure that arguments are confronted, talked about, and done and taken care of. It's funny because it's the same way at my house. When my sister and I moved in with my mom, it was three women, so no men. So how have these roles changed? They changed definitely after my parents got a divorce. I always thought of my dad as the leader of the family, my mom as the caretaker, and my sister just as the carefree older sister, and then myself as the worrier. To this day, I still worry a lot. And I think my mom really stepped up and took the role of leader for my dad when she realized that there were so many issues with my sister and I living at his house, because she immediately stepped in to get us out of that environment as soon as possible. So our shared history and culture. My family, our ancestors are from Scotland and Ireland, and we've always wanted to visit both places to learn more about our heritage and our ancestors and where we came from, essentially. But luckily, we've always felt connected to these places because of my great-grandfather. We call him Pipa because he, just to show you how much he cared about our heritage, he wore a kilt every day and walked around playing bagpipes all the time. And he lived on the Asaba River in Grayling, right on the river. Had a beautiful house. And we, as a family, have made it a huge tradition to stay on my great-grandpa's property on the Asabo every year. And funnily enough, the only type of music that we can play up there must have bagpipes in it as a new tradition. It's really important for me to pass down these awesome stories that have been passed down to me from my mom and grandmother down to my future children and grandchildren, because we always have such a great time up there. So the iceberg elements, looking at the surface culture, I was immediately drawn to music, looking at the music my family listens to. As I was talking about, we all love Celtic music. thanks to my heritage. And we listen to it at every chance we can get. We love listening to Celtic women, specifically. The second thing that immediately came to mind when looking at that chart was the literature. My family loves to read. We all do. It's a trait we all possess, and I think it's because we can connect to all of the different worlds, essentially, and environments in each book that we read, which is super cool to me because not many people can do that. When looking into deep culture, this really made my gears turn in my head because the first thing that caught my eye was concept of beauty. You know, my family always tells me, "Oh, you shouldn't wear so much makeup. You're beautiful the way you are." Um, so you know, it's not a rule that I can't wear makeup, but people always tell me like, "Don't wear so much of it," you know, because we do believe that we're beautiful in the way that God created us. Um, and the second thing and the final thing in my presentation, in terms of deep culture, is our respect for personal space. We are a very tight knit family, so it's important for all of us to have our own personal space and our personal time because we get in each other's hair, we get in each other's way all the time. So our family has always thought it's really important to have that personal space and that personal time away from everyone so that you can kind of de-stress. So yeah, this was a super fun presentation to do. And the iceberg element really made me dig deeper into my culture. So it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you.